Welcome back, folks, to another episode of the Trainwell podcast, where you are inspired to move more, to get stronger, and to have fun. Darian is giving me all sorts of hand gestures because she wants me to bring the juice. Don't worry, folks. That is to come. Today, round number 2 of some myth busting. We hope we break your guys' hearts on some of these because we feel that you guys need to know the truth behind the fitness fads. D, what we got up?
Well, first, I want the listener to know that nearly every episode, you wave your hands at me like a crazy person to tell me to give more juice. I do it to you once, and he cannot handle it. Let it be known, listener. So here's our first myth. We're going to do another myth busting episode. Here's our first myth. Joey, talk to us about abs. I often will get a client who says, I'm very insecure about my belly, so can we do more abs? What they're getting at is, I want my belly, we're going to talk about this myth too, to be toned. I want less belly fat, so I'd like to do abs. Is abs an effective way to get abs?
Gosh, no. If I could make a billboard out there, one billboard for everyone to see with fitness, I would go with what the bodybuilders had always said since the dawn of time. And this is that if you truly want abs, pray for good genetics, make abs in the kitchen. And my number 3 I would add to that is make sure you treat the abs like any other muscle in the body. Take it through a full range of motion, progressively overload, and make sure you're not overtraining. Make sure you're matching imbalances and stuff. It's not just the six-pack muscles, right? It's the obliques, it's the TA, it's the erector spinae, it's the entire triphasic system, guy wire system, Stu McGill calls it, of the supporting musculature around that. But in short, no, doing more abs, right? Doing 1,000 crunches a day or some of those bogus challenges, that's not your way to a rippling six-pack. Honestly, owning in on what you can control, right? I mentioned genetics, like eating as clean as you can and going to overload even with your muscles, like those six-pack muscles, that's the sure way to get a six-pack.
Yeah, and I'm curious about this, Joey. What would you say is your favorite exercise
Oh, yeah, baby.
for training abs?
Okay, I got 2. If we're talking, well, let's distinguish what abs are. If we're talking strictly the rectus abdominis, by the way, another myth out there, you cannot really, there is no such thing as like a lower ab exercise. They're all connected. Now, you can do things that get you a little more lower trunk flexion involving your hip flexors a little bit, but you cannot isolate that lower six-pack. It just ain't happening. They're connected, and your brain doesn't think lower ab muscles, thinks the whole thing. But here's my favorite all-time six-pack rectus abdominis. So you take a bench. Okay, I'll link this in the show notes. You take a bench, you lay perpendicular to the bench. You with me? And you take one of those ab mats, like those half moon kind of things, you know what I'm talking about? And you put that so that when you lay perpendicular to the bench, that your low back is concave with that shape. You follow me?
Okay.
And what you do is you take if you can add resistance, it's best with resistance because you can overload it, right? Go 5, 10, 15. Put a plate or even your hands behind your head. And what you're going to do is you're going to reach all the way back, get a full stretch, full range of motion, just like any other muscle, folks. And you curl up one vertebrae at a time, very, very slow. Take about 3 to 5 seconds to get up. Pause for 3 to 5 seconds in that fully cracked egg or not crack the egg position, right? You don't want to crack the egg. And then open up like a flower in May as you go down, one vertebrae at a time. That is like my all favorite. If you can get to like 10 reps with a very good strict rep count, it's going to be burning. Trust me. Go ahead with yours because I got another one.
Well, here's what I think. I so rarely, if ever, never do ab work. I don't, because I lift heavy weights. Do a front squat. Tell me your abs are not sore, okay? Do a heavy front squat with a barbell. Your abs will be so sore. If you are consistently lifting weights, I honestly do not think you need to do any ab work. You are working your core so hard to keep that load stabilized on your body.
Yeah, axial loading is what she's referring to. Like I always have, since we always have to deal with the physique stuff, that is why if you really want to build those like block abs, do that. If you want to chisel a little more, do what I suggest. If you want the whole bang for your buck, do what Daring suggests. Okay, can I tell my number 2 favorite one?
Yeah.
Well, I should say my favorite core exercise, not necessarily isolated six pack, would probably be a power clean because you have to catch
Mm-hmm.
in that position, like that ability to catch that weight. But number 2 is a banded reverse crunch. I'll link this in the show notes. You guys are getting it for free. This is taking like 10 plus years to figure out the best exercise. But you anchor a band to your feet and you anchor that to like a pole or something. Okay. And you walk back, you lay flat on your back, and you do a reverse crunch, which is essentially you lay on your back and then you lift your feet off the ground and then you kind of curl into a ball as your upper body kind of folds up and then you go back down. Now, for full stretch, throw that ab mat under your low back again so you can really go to full range of motion and then crunch back up. Full range of motion, crunch back up. Again, 3 to 5 seconds. If you do 5 seconds, it's pretty stellar. Unload for 5 seconds, max stretch, crunch up one vertebrae at a time, hold for a 3 count, unfold. Man, I'm getting tired just thinking about it.
I'm getting tired just hearing it. So why don't we move along? So, okay. TLDR is, I need to say one more thing about it. Why does everyone want abs so bad? We have just been like so like culturally brainwashed to think that this is like the picture of like health and fitness and beauty to have abs. It's really like, first of all, everybody's abs look differently, right? And it also just is like, why are we so conditioned to think that you can't have any belly fat? Like everyone has belly fat. It's like very hard to not have belly fat. So if you want abs, think about your life is likely slightly unsustainable. I mean, unless you're just genetically, you don't really store fat in your midsection. Otherwise, you're working your butt off for those abs. And like, is it worth it for the 3 summer months where you're going to be in a swimsuit? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Just something to consider, you know? It's like you are worthy with or without the abs. So, like, do you want to do it?
I wish people worried more about their blood work and their VO2 max than they did about bicep circumference or getting abs.
For sure. Okay, tell us about our next myth.
Okay, D, myth number 2, and I'm not an expert in this one by no means. I think my liver and kidneys are, but tell us about this. Detox diets reset your body. Myth?
It's a myth. Yeah. Here's the thing, I wouldn't say like I'm an expert on this. I know a lot of people like swear by these detox type diets. Like what a detox diet is, a lot of people will just eliminate a lot of food types from their diet. Okay. Now, there are some real legitimate reasons to do this. For example, if you're struggling with allergies, determining if there's an allergy, a hormonal issue, I imagine. Like, there are legitimate reasons to do like some sort of detox diet. But if you, for example, have gone away for a trip for the weekend and you kind of ate outside of your normal routine, and then you're like, I got to do a detox and get back on it, your body detoxifies all on its own. It is a machine, it is a system built to maintain itself well. So there is no need for you to have to try to control that system in your body of detoxification. We have organs that their whole job is to detoxify the body. So it is not something you need to actively do. I think really the myth I want to dispel here is that if you are eating outside of your regular routine, that you have to then do something or take some sort of action to quote unquote get back on track. You don't need to do that. Or if you're feeling out of control around food, like you're craving sugar, you don't need to detox to stop craving sugar. All you ever need to do is start eating within your routine again. Just be more mindful about your choices. Try to tune more inward to your body's signals. If you have one bad meal as in you are not comfortable with what you ate, maybe you overate, maybe you felt that you overdid it with sugar or processed foods or whatever it may be, you have an opportunity the very next meal to eat more fruits and vegetables, more proteins, and to listen to your body's hunger and fullness signals. You do not need to take drastic action to quote unquote detox the body.
So should I go to the sauna and sweat out my toxins or no?
I mean, you can go to the sauna, like it's not going to hurt, right? And for some people, it might. Talk to your provider. I don't know, but you don't need to go to the sauna to detox your body. Your body's pretty cool, and will take care of that for you.
The liver, if you're listening, I love you so much. Without you, I'd probably be dead.
Okay. In conclusion, everybody, we busted 2 myths here for you today. Myth number 1, you do not need to do ab exercises to get abs. Okay? Abs, very genetic. Secondly, lifting weights, so great for the abdominal muscles and core strength. Secondly, you do not need to do any drastic protocols to detox. Your body will detox itself. Focus on a balanced, healthy eating routine. And if you have a misstep, quote unquote, you can get right back on track with your very next meal.
You heard it here first, folks. Talk to you guys next time. As always, please check the show notes for your 2-week free trial with us at Trainwell. And please share the show with your family and friends. Adios.
Bye.